sometimes when something so egregious as using chemical warfare, which is outlawed as much as nuclear warfare, and it's used, and you sit back and let them use it, that's just horrendous. That's a lack of responsibility for any civilized society to let that happen without and let it go unnoticed.
But war is ugly. People are killed, no matter how it's done. They're killed.
Well, Joseph just said my brother-in-law is on a ship there right now, and he says peace through strength. Pelosi read it after it was passed, so he has a brother-in-law on a ship right there right now. That's scary stuff. These are scary times, and I don't know what you never know what's going down because everybody thinks that Putin was happy about Trump being elected, and yet Trump may be the one that's going to put his foot on his throat. Look at this. I mean, even the Press Journal, the liberal Press Journal here, we have a front page today. Look at he's looking more presidential. Donald Trump. I mean, it's above the crease, and it takes up mostly the whole top, and you know that's I mean, he looks very presidential. Everybody likes decisive leadership. I remember when I got on the it's all about Rhett. When I got on the radio 23 years ago, I was on 3 o'clock in the afternoon rush, after rush. And I don't know how I was speaking, but whatever. Some lady called up and said, "Get him off the air. He doesn't know what he's doing." And then I realized, fake it till you make it. Act confident because they want leadership. They want somebody to take the helm. Humans are sheep. Where's our old goat to lead us? Right?
Well, we all aspire to something. We all aspire to something.
People, look, even I, even we all want somebody. Why do you think we have you in here with your years of wisdom? Because we deflect, we defer, we prefer you. David Walsh, a round of applause for David Walsh. He should be president of the United States.
Absolutely, yeah. Well,
You really wouldn't want some job like that.
Actually, you know what? David would make one damn good president with your clarity of mind, your experience.
I don't think so. It's something that I would not want to do. I don't believe it's so complicated. There's so many people you have to please
Yeah.
to make things happen. There's so many slings and arrows going at you.
So many people you have to please. There you have it wrong. What we need is somebody to be elected like you once, pledging, I'm not going to run a second time. This is for this time. I'm not going to be here to please anybody. I'm doing what I got to do. They elected me. Boom.
Well, you got him. That's Trump.
Well, no. I hope Trump gets reelected.
Well, I mean, but he's there to do a job.
What's going to be weird is the fruition of Trump. Who will run next? Whether it's 4 years or 8 years, and who will be president? It has totally changed because of this man. He has changed history. That I guarantee you.
Yeah.
There's certain things when I say most of the times I don't know, so I won't act. When I tell you, folks, that I know something, then you can count on it. I rarely will say I know this, and I don't like to be second guessed when I say I know.
Well,
I know he's a game changer.
This is as much of a game changer as FDR. This is the same thing.
In what way? When you think about that,
Well,
because I admire FDR. The only thing to fear is fear itself.
Did you ever hear that before? Yes, I've heard that before.
Well, he was your president for 16 years, right?
FDR brought in a empathy for the common man that was not in existence before. The Republicans were talking about rugged individualism will get you through. Well, rugged individualism will not get you through an upheaval such as the Depression, such as what happened in the 20s when they
individual what?
Individual. The Republicans said rugged individualism. You just have to work it out. Just work it out. Well, there's so many forces against an individual.
So you mean that FDR said collectively we can get over this hump?
That's correct.
Let's feed each other. Let's clothe each other.
Well,
Let's make sure we have a safety net,
you
Social
need help.
Security.
We need help. We need the safety net. We need the Social Security.
Yeah.
I mean, all those things.
So in other words, you and I are moderates because we like FDR, right? Essentially.
Well, yeah. I mean, he did a lot of very good things.
He did.
And well, you can't say that you have to agree with every one of them, but he did. It was a pivotal point because it went from individual to a collective use of government for the people, and which was the original premise of our Constitution. But that was when we had an agrarian society, and people were able to take care of their own needs. They had their farm; they could take care of their own needs.
Yeah.
As we became an industrialized society, that went away. You became involved in other people. You were coexistent with other people.
It changed everything.
Yeah, and so that changed everything. And with that change came the Depression, and it allowed FDR to go in and make a change, just like what Obama did to our government and the structure was so bad that Trump was elected to revive the American spirit.
Why? You mean because he froze? Hold on. When you say that, what's going on in your head and your heart? Is that because Obama froze, as Mr. Woodward said?
Obama was taking the responsibility of the government over the individual to such a degree that the individual lost his identity.
Let's put you to sleep by inoculating you with the free phones and
all that sort of thing. And now you have a more. Now you're going back to rugged individualism again. But you still have the safety net now, which you didn't have before. But it is with the things that he is doing are as revolutionary as what FDR did, and that's why he's having a tough time doing it. I wrote to Posey. I mean, I told him in a utopian society, you can get your health care bill, read whatever you're going to do with it in entirety. We're not in a utopian society. You have to take one step at a time. You people that are ideologues here in Congress are going to win. You're going to win the battle, and you're going to lose the war.
I totally agree with you. They should have stood by their man. And this is why we have division. It's the only time I've ever been upset with Mr. Posey. I have to be careful what I say because I'm going up to see him soon in Washington. Well, and I like him. I like him generally. But I'm ticked off, and he knows he was booked to be on my show, and they knew he and George, his publicity guy, they know I was upset about this. And all of a sudden he got very busy for the next 2 weeks. Let's let Palmer calm down, among other people. Now, you wrote him a letter. Did you email it? Did you make snail mail? Okay. So now, I wonder how many of those. This would be nice to ask Congressman Posey when I see him, or ask George, his publicity agent. How many of those really get read? I could call George, but I haven't warned him. I don't know if that's the proper etiquette to do. I could do it during a commercial break. But
well, you could. I'm sure that he's got pros and cons about this. But you know, they pass a bill. It goes to the Senate. The Senate chops it up, and then they come back and they convene, and they both get together and come up with a bill. So what they're doing in the first instance is not going to be written in stone. It's changed. So don't get so upset and so ideological that you can't go. We can't just do it. We can't accept it.
They signed that stupid thing when Pelosi said, "Well, we'll just sign it over and then we'll read it."
No, they didn't. They didn't. No, the Republicans did not give that one vote. No.
Yeah, they did.
They did not give it one vote, Rhett.
They signed it over. We got Obamacare.
Yeah, all Democrats. Not a single Republican voted for Obamacare. Not one.
Is that true? Does anybody know?
Yes.
Are you certain of this?
Absolutely.
I'll buy lunch if I'm wrong.
And one representative who was anti-abortion was promised that there would be an anti-abortion plank in this Obamacare, which it wasn't. And he was the one holdout that the Democrats needed to do that, and so they didn't do it.
Joseph Cookies just texted me. He said, "Yeah." He said, "David is correct." Joseph Sempervivo. So there you are. You were right again. What can I say? You know, judges. Yes, David Walsh is right again. He gets a free lunch. It's okay. I can always give him a free lunch because he never takes lunch because he goes home to feed his little doggy every day. Doesn't have lunch with Rhett, his best buddy here. Yeah, you're always too busy for lunch.
No, I have a very modest lunch as opposed to some people who might not have quite a modest lunch.
Hint, hint.
Okay, Al's Auto Restoration. Al said he also said David is right. So everybody agrees with you out there.
Yeah.
All right.
It can happen.
Yeah.
That's why you have him as a co-host. He's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yes. Oh, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Now you've gone to brilliant.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I know I'm not up to Chuck from
CJ Cannons.
CJ Cannon.
Chuck doesn't get into this political stuff. Chuck is.
Chuck is your favorite co-host. I know
That is funny. Are you jealous, sweetheart?
I'm jealous.
Hey, listen to all my friends out there. Thanks for tuning in. We got to take a little break, of course, play some advertisements. And then, of course, we're going to do the news. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Al's Auto Restoration. You need your car restored, your leather restored, Al's Auto Restoration. Now, and there's no competition here because we also sponsor the in front of the Minuteman. I call it the Minuteman Car Wash, the automatic. Now, I was going to the other car wash in town, paying $24 to $27 each visit. Listen to this. I'm going to save you $25 every time you get your car washed. You go over there for $5, you can get the outside car wash like I did the other night. I went at 10 o'clock at night. Woo-hoo, open 24 hours over there on 12th, okay? Got the car washed. I didn't have to leave a $5 tip. I always used to leave a $5 tip to the guys over there. Okay, so I have to vacuum the interior of my car. But it was $5 as opposed to $24 to $27 plus a $5 tip, over $30. You go over here to the automatic, $5, and if women go on Thursdays, they get another $2 off. That's only $3 for an outside car wash. Okay, that's at Suds and More, right over there on 12th. Now, for detailing, you got to call Al's Auto Restoration because they'll come right to your home. Al's Auto Restoration. These guys are great, and they'll redo your leather too. Indian River Walk-in Clinic was voted best urgent care 2 years in a row. Why? Because it is the best. What do you
Hello, Mark.
We're on video here.
Okay.
Look at it's okay to say toodaloo, put on hold. It's okay to do those things. Okay. But when you act nasty and he sees an ad for on the Facebook, he says, I saw that Rhett was endorsing those detail guys. They're not in competition with him. And he was nasty. I called the auto detail guy, and I said, when I signed up the car wash, I said, I already have Al's Auto Restoration. And he says, yeah, we're not in competition with them. I called out his auto restoration, so I didn't get nervous about them hearing the ad. Both the brothers said, that's fine. He's not competition. They do the restoration of your leather. They come to your house. They do it phenomenal. By the way, I got the detailing done at the other place because we're on video. I won't say where. I got the detail done when I got that car with 184,000 miles on it. Detail was okay. Then, after that detail, about a month later, I had Al's Auto Restoration. They got the dug-in dirt that's on the armrest and everything. I mean, so it looked new. Now, they're $175 to come to your house the first time, but if you mention me, it's only $125 because you get $50 off. I'll tell you what, and then they come once a month.
Another of our sponsors, TCCH Dental. I went to them yesterday. They took a load of x-rays. The guy has me set up. I got an appointment with an oral surgeon.
A lot cheaper.
All the x-rays taken, the evaluation, $88.
Oh, come on. You got to say it on the air.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were really,
Treasure Coast Community Health. Remember when you say TCCH with Treasure Coast Community Health? So
and the dentist that evaluated my mouth, he said, I'm going to end up with dentures on the top. But he said, we're going to save some teeth at the bottom. They're in good condition, and you'll have like a bridge to go around them. So they were very, very professional and very good. So,
who was the dentist, the surgeon?
I have
Lipschitz, Dr. Lipschitz.
Can you
I
say
have
that
to-
name, all
I
right?
have to, their office has to call me for an appointment yet, so.
Mhm. Sometimes I worry you get what you pay for, though.
Mostly,
Mhm.
at least you hope.
It was the way that he ended it. It was one thing, but we had our magazines over there, and then they showed up to deliver more, and he brings up 5 guys carrying boxes of all our magazines. Said, "We don't want him here anymore." He posted on Facebook just a one little post about house auto restoration. Not even on the radio. He's not paying for Facebook. You know.
Not good. Not good at all.
Hey, I'm like Trump. I'm cool. I'm not gonna hurt you. You throw a rock at me, you better watch out because the fucking rock truck is coming your asshole way.